here at Seaprint in Lyon, of course there's a lot of exhibitors, and some of them are local, some of them are international, and some of them are mixed. In this particular incident, I'm going to talk to Mike, who is working for Agfa in Belgium, I think, right? Yeah. And actually, the last time I met Mike, he pretty much took the show from me and did everything himself. But this time, I'm actually trying to control him just a little bit. So, Mike,
I wish you good luck here.
Welcome to INKISH, Mike.
Thank you, Morten. It's great to have you here again on our booth.
Thank you very much.
So really happy.
Just when I met you this morning, we spoke a little bit about the market, but we also spoke about that Agfa is in a kind of a transition process right now. Can you talk a little bit about where are you and where do you see yourself in the future as a company?
I think what is important to know is Agfa is a very old company. We're over 150 years old, but we've made some changes. We're really doing transformational changes into going digital. Where if you look at radiology, for example, things are going digital. We are taking a picture of your body now in a digital form. The same is happening with our digital print and our chemicals. And the combination of digital print and chemicals is really, really important to make sure that we can really justify, one, the cost of the making, but also the quality control of the output that is coming from our printers. Because we know from A to Z, and I think that's really important.
But that is, I mean, sorry to interrupt you, but to me that sounds a little bit like that is the kind of natural development of the digital. Everything that can be digital will go digital. I was more thinking that when you talk about being like a real disruptor, selling off your plate business is a very, very bold move from a company that have had a huge revenue from plates during the years, right?
I think Agfa Offset, which we now have sold to Aurelius, is a bold move, absolutely. But it also gives us to look at our growth business, the mindset where we want to go as a company. Digitalization is something. I mean, there's a guy, very famous guy, he once said, if it can become digital, it will become digital. And we believe truly in that. We also truly believe that digital can only become successful if we put in the effort and the quality. I think that's where the transformation comes in when we look at Agfa. An old company, but with very modern vision, going ahead to the future and making sure that we're not only printing on a UV printer, but we have textiles, we have all kinds of new developments happening in the next couple of years. So it's really a space to watch.
We have made some films for Agfa in the US and Canada, basically, where we spoke to a customer, basically saying that if you want to have the highest reliability, if you want to have the best supplier, you go to Agfa. But it is a very competitive space. So even though that you're narrowing it down, let's say that way, into like a digital space, I think it's also a very competitive space, right?
It is a very competitive space, and that's why Agfa has industrial grade machines. We really looked at it and say, that segment of products, high-end, quality, 24/7 production machines is where Agfa is getting in specialization. If you look at the specialization for the future, we bought Inca, as you know, last year. We have now the speed set coming, we have the onset, so we're talking really big industrial machines, but giving quality. If you look at, for example, Printing United in the US, which is only, 4 or 5 months ago, we showed to the world 75 square meter flood varnish. Here at Lyon, we're introducing 151 square meter varnish, full flood. It's a double in 4 months. That tells you a little bit of where our direction is of the company going industrial.
But that, I mean, I'm not trying to provoke you, but but I was just thinking that when we talk about that part of it, that is to me a little bit like a product development thing, right? When I was asking you the question, I was thinking that we talk about digital disruption. We talk about how the societies around us, the globalization is changing. I mean, a way broader perspective. Because Agfa as an old company, positively meant, basically plays a bigger role in the industry because you have such a well-recognized brand and an obligation to your current and future customers, right?
If you look at that side of the transformation, I think when you look at diversity, if you look at inclusion, if you look at pride, all these things have played a major role in our company. The transformation of that is ongoing, and it's an ongoing process. I don't know the numbers out of my head, but the growth of female board members, female management in the company has grown significantly over the last couple of years, and we want to take that inclusion because we believe in that inclusion. I think it's really important for a company today to be part of that society change. because it's not only a company change, but it's a society change. And yes, product development is a part, but internal development that we're taking through and the changes that are happening in our company when it comes to those things are huge. Sustainability. One of the things we came, which is a product development, but it's a direct influence, is, for example, our Sirfon membranes for for green hydrogen production. Those are things that are changing our company to become more inclusive, for us to become more inclusive to the world.
And with that focus on both diversity and sustainability, is that something that I mean, of course you do it because it's good for your business, and you do it because it's good for the environment and the societies around us, but is it also because if you look at some of the issues like labor constraints and attracting young people to the industry, those what you talk about here are simply mandatory things that you have under control, right?
Absolutely, and if you've ever been to Agfa and the Agfa buildings, many years ago when Agfa moved into the new site that we have today.
I've never been invited, Mike,
well,
so
you're welcome to come. Okay. But you'll see that we were situated outside of Antwerp. Today, we're situated in the middle of Mortsel with housing around us. So it has changed also for us to realize that we have to work with the society, we have to work with the people. It's a community. You know, Agfa is not only a big company, but it's a community, and we need to serve the community. When it comes to labor and those kind of problems, yes, we're all having difficulties again. Supply chain is still not solved. All those things are still there. But we're investing into solar panels on our factories. We're investing into, we're even looking into getting a possibility for a windmill. Those are the things we want to do to make it better and more inclusive as a company and be part of the society, integrate into the society. I think that today, companies are not separated anymore. We're not a little island called Agfa. This island is in the middle of a town, and the town is part of Agfa, and Agfa is part of the town.
All the things you say, I think that's great, and I think it's an important story to tell, so thank you very much for that.
My pleasure.
Last thing I just want to touch upon a little bit is that when we talk, let's go back a little bit to the products, because I mean, you acquired INKISH, as you mentioned yourself. Is part of the growth and part of where you see Agfa in the future is that maybe not just Agfa, but the industry in total is more like a kind of consolidation of segments or industries or vendors?
I think Agfa has been looking into diversifying a little bit of the platforms. If we look at our tower platform, we use that platform for the interior jet, for flooring. We use that platform for the Alusa, which is our leather business. At the same time, we also know that folding carton and that cardboard in general is really an important business. It's a growth business. It's also an additional business. It doesn't compete with our daily day business. So with the onset, we kind of bridge the gap between the speed set, which is a folding carton machine, or our BHS print engine, which is a corrugator in the 250 or 300 linear meters per minute type printer. Just mind-boggling if you think about those. Don't buy as much in Amazon as you're buying today. Because that's basically what we're printing, the boxes and boxes and boxes. But you see a change. And I think the most important change that people are realizing, and we've been talking about this for years, is we all want bespoke products. We want a bespoke box, we want our own box. I don't want your box, I want my box. And that is creating a huge demand in the folding carton business, but also in the corrugated business. And that is a future growth plan for us at Agfa.
And I was just thinking, did you answer my questions? You didn't, actually. So do you think growth from Agfa is acquisitions is part of the future growth?
I can never comment on if Agfa will be looking into acquisitions or non-acquisitions, but normally a company will grow organically and inorganically. I think that's a very polite answer, because we are on the stock market and I'm not allowed to give you any forward-looking statements, as we're well aware. But trust me, we are growing, and that is the most important part. We're growing not only bottom line, but also top line. We're growing as a company. We're putting more machines into the market and more into production environments. I think that's where the consolidation will also happen, and we're ready for that, and we're ready to take that challenge.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mike.
Morten, thank you very much. And please enjoy the show.